Shalom Akim. I'm gonna give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well. And salutations to all the Akim offerers of the earth who's pushing the truth and sincerity. Shalom Akim. I want to get into this Operation LAC, also known as Large Area Coverage. I was doing a video. I did a video about a week ago about the spraying in St. Louis. And it led me to a bunch of different other sprayings, and come to find out that, the military has been doing this on U.S. cities for quite some time, and not just any cities. It's always the urban areas. That's what they'll call it. But and we all know what the urban areas are, where you niggers and Latinos stay at. But at the end of the day, they were covering it up for a long time. And now all of a sudden, a lot of these people are dying or got cancers, high cancer rates, and, all sorts of sicknesses and illnesses, and they're trying to, and then, they got to go through the medical system, and then they're trying to find out where it came from. Well, shit, we know where it came from, and they know where it came from, but they're going to try to hide it, and they don't want to pay for their medical expenses and all that. That was last week's video, but this week's video just showing you the overview of it and where the planes and all that stuff, and just how the different operations and stuff in America, because the 50s, a lot of these operations were happening in the 50s, man. This says this was a United States Army Chemical Corps operation, which dispersed micros, zinc, cadmium sulfide particles over much of the United States and Canada in order to test dispersal patterns and the geographical range of the chemical or biological weapons. So that was their excuse for dumping this stuff, in the cities. But like I said, when I look on this, read down the chart and stuff like that, I just see mostly Negro cities. September 1950, 6 simulated attacks were conducted upon the San Francisco Bay Area. It was conducted that it was feasible to attack a seaport with biological arson agents from a ship offshore. These are the different experiments that they were running, man. Flying these planes in with these chemicals on them and just spraying them and unleashing them, just trying to, once again, show what it would be like to for a chemical attack. But at the same time, the people did not know nothing about this. They don't know what's going on, It says March and April of 1952, 5 trials were conducted off the coast of South Carolina and Georgia under Operation Dew. It was conducted at a long-range aerosol clouds could obtain hundreds of miles of travel and large area coverage when dismantled from ground level under certain medicological conditions. And here's this particular one that I did a video on last week, the one on in St. Louis. It says in St. Louis in the mid-1950s, and again in a decade later, the Army sprayed the zinc sulfide Viva motorized blowers atop Pruitt. I'm pronouncing this all badgering this name around. It was a project building. It's basically just a project building, huge project building they had in St. Louis with number Jakes in there, and they had fans and stuff, and they just blew it at the schools from the backs of station wagons and Viva planes. So Esau has been trying to get rid of you and just running experiments on you here in America, man. Here in America, while they try to play the role like they're innocent, and our hospitals are here to help you. Yeah, when you get sick off of whatever they didn't put in the air or whatever they didn't put in your body, you come on in and get whatever they need for a price. This is I'm bringing Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Who is the wicked, man? Who is the one that's doing these type of things, man, to the earth, man? And then hiding his hands, because once again, if it wasn't for the advent of the internet and the St. Louis brothers, they got together and they're trying to sue, we wouldn't be hearing about these type of things. These things would just be in the medical. They would be in the media files, but you have to know what you're looking for, and Esau hides his stuff, man. So if you don't know what you're looking for, then you could just be searching for anything, man. or stumble upon sometimes if the Lord is dealing with you, you know. 'Cause I stumbled upon a lot of different information and just different things that Esau has done in his past, you know, to us, and I bring out videos about it, man. And as well as, once again, you got Jake also that's coming to the forefront and coming on the news left and right, and like, even though they're looking for money, you know, and we're looking for the Lord to come back and put vengeance in this place, man. You know, get rid of this place. It's wicked, man. This is Isaiah 5:20. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their sight, man. You know what I'm saying? This devil, he swear he's wise, man. He swear the things he's doing is for the greater good of humanity. You know, that's his call. You know, I'm doing this for the greater good of humanity. Whenever the devil raids and invades lands, that's what he says. He's here to turn the people from savages to humane people. You know, that was his battle cry for coming through and slaughtering the Gad. You know, coming through on the West Coast and capturing us up, and then bringing us here. And decades later, you know, putting the history books and different books, and got his people thinking, oh, what were you doing in Africa? You running around with a bone in your nose. You weren't doing anything. And now you come to America, you got clothes on. You could be civil. You know, those are the games, and that's how they feel about you, man. You know, they're wise in their own sight, man. You know. This is Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curses devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men are left, man. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you know, who's running the earth right now? Esau, man. You know, Esau's in control of everything, man. You know, he lies and says that these things that he does is for the greater. He lies and says that he's putting these chemtrails for chemical or biological weapons. So his mind is all about warfare. You know, it's all about warfare. So if you get caught up into this devil system, you know, and you get caught into it, you get caught into this devil system of warfare when you're dealing with Esau, man. You know. And that's what he loves. That's what's on his heart, man. Is war. Nothing more and nothing less, man. Different ways of warfare. That's what he's about. And that's all this is, man. But at the end of the day, we know who it was to eliminate, man. You niggers, man. You know, this is why he does these things, man. He goes above and beyond. You know? He not just poisons your food. He poisons the air that you breathe. You know, he poisons the humans. He poisons everybody, man. He doesn't care. Man, he's wasted away, man. Like the scriptures speak about him, you know. This is Ecclesiastes. This is 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his own goods. Once again, this devil is poisoning the earth and trying to wipe us out. In all actuality, he's hurting his own people too as well. But he doesn't care, man. He has a clandestine plan, man. You know? This is Esau we're speaking about, man. The wicked. He's being revealed, you know, through his different crafts of worship, man. And this is one of them, just spraying gases in the air, you know. And when you think about it, who else is around? His own kind is around, man. You know, as much as they try to get away from us, we're intertwined. Whether we got to work for Esau, you know what I'm saying? We at these different monkey jobs, we got to do. We're the ones doing all the hard work. You know, where they just sit in the office and reap the benefits and give us crumbs. You know, ain't nothing changed, man. Ecclesiastes 14:6. There is none worse than he that inventeth himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness, man. So yeah, the things he does comes with a price tag, man. You know, it comes with a big price tag. And right now, you know, we're at the end. You know, we're able to reveal and see this devil and call out who he is, because in days past he was able to hide under the banner of his skin color and, you know, the images around. But we're debunking all of that, man. You know, the Lord has given us this gift of the knowledge in the scriptures and a great understanding and breaking down in scriptures. And through the scriptures, we call out Esau, man. You know, we biblically cut his ass up, man. You know, and that's the name of our job, man. Because all the wickedness he's done on earth, and he's tried to hide from it. And right now, he's trying to go off into outer space, go into water, go into bunkers and stuff. He's trying to hide from his judgment, man. But it ain't gonna happen, man. You know, we're gonna continuously point this devil out and show his wickedness, man. So yeah, this Operation LAC, aka large area coverage, you know, they were spraying gases on us, man. You know, it ain't nothing changed. With that being said, I hope this is edifying. Shalom, Akim.